country in Africa, and as a matter of fact, in the world, that has produced 3 reports on corruption. Nigeria is leading on this, and then you should be really proud of that. Regardless of no, you really deserve that. I was telling the IGP, I come from a country, a specific part of a country, which is at times, many times, be indicated as the country that invented organized crime, which is the southern part of Italy. So I do know, I'm familiar with certain dynamics also that a force like police can go through. But this is a big achievement, and I would like you to recognize that and to take pride of that. No other country has done it, no matter what. And this shows a clear commitment from the government, from NPF, to really have a serious commitment to tackle this issue and to find solutions. My father used to say, if there is no problem, there is no solution. So the first step is that recognize that there is a problem. Once we recognize there is a problem, we can work together to find solution. And again, you deserve another round of applause for that, because Nigeria is the only country that has done it. Beside that, you will see there are numbers, which at the end of the day are important for us to understand what we are doing and if we are going to the right direction, and the answer is definitely yes. There are few statistics that are really encouraging. I invite you to take a look when you have time at page 93 to 94 and 95. It's just 2 pages, but it really refers specifically to police and to something that is very close to our heart, which are the complaint response unit. I think this is a revolution here in Nigeria. In terms of logic behind and way of working on this CRUs, these are top standard sort of measures put in place by police, and then you will see that the concrete result that these are harvested. Is that enough? Absolutely not, because I've seen we've just managed to implement that in 5 states. We need to do more. We need to expand that, and my colleagues are working full-time to sort of coagulate consensus and eventually funds from our donors to make sure we can expand this this initiative. But this is something that again police should be really proud of, and show that police is not afraid of basically tackling the problems, of being transparent, and in the end serve the citizens. It's clear in this data is clear. Something I also would like to highlight about this report. Again, I mentioned to the IGP before. This is the result of a sample of 33,000 households. Now, for those of you like me who are not an expert on statistics, might not have a meaning. But what I was explained by experts, that this sample is huge, meaning that the results are reliable within the margin of statistic errors that every survey has. These results are reliable, and again, this goes well beyond perception, because we all know that Nigeria features very low in this corruption index report, but that index measures perceptions, and perceptions does not always reflect reality. It's very easy to say, I heard there is a friend, I had a problem, and then he told me that his cousin that was living next to he heard that there was this person who had a problem. These are perceptions, but these are facts, and facts show that Nigeria is improving, unequivocally. And then at the end of this report, you will see there are a number of policy recommendations which are sort of an indication of what are the areas where we should continue working and investing. I just would like to mention 3 of them, which are very close to my heart. There are here indicators about what are the public officials that have contacts with the citizens. And of course, police is among those. Not all of us have everyday contact with judges, with prosecutors, but we do have contacts, if not daily, but very often with police, with health, with doctors and health sector workers, with teachers and lecturers. So our advice is let's focus our resources, both in terms of financial resources and workforce, on these categories. So let's make sure that we can really invest our efforts in these categories, so we don't sort of disperse our energy, but we focus on those, because those categories are those who have an impact on the common citizens, because eventually we are all to serve the citizenship, to improve Nigerians' lives. The second is again, the second recommendation would be to empower citizens. We have seen now that corruption, and I'm by birth, I'm expert on that, because I come from a country which is estimated the amount of corruption being about 200 billion euros per year. Is a matter of culture, and culture takes time to change. It's not a change we can implement overnight. It takes time, but we have seen that there is something that has changed in Nigerians' sort of attitude towards corruption, especially in the youth. So our recommendation would be, let's try to start investing in Nigerian youth. They have shown resilience. They have shown an understanding on what is right and what is not. And by the way, you will see an indicator on that. 42%, if I'm not wrong, of people who refuse to pay a bribe, they indicate as a reason because this was the right thing to do. So which means that they are really aware that paying a bribe is wrong. So this is also a very big thing. And the third point would be promoting, gender equity and woman empowerment. And we all know, I mean, at least at home, I normally say I have the last word at home, not my wife. I always have the last word, which is, yes, my love, you're right. And, indicators show that also women, we should invest more in women and get women more involved in our reforms. You're nodding, I know you're nodding, yes. Because it appears that they are less prone to solicit bribes compared to men, and they are less keen to pay bribes compared to men. So a recommendation would be to really involve those entities that represent women into all the decision making sort of reforms. And finally, also to make sure that those that are left behind, people with disabilities, that their interests are also promoted in that. Because if it's true that they are as likely as everyone else to be requested to pay a bribe, for those, this might represent an additional burden in addition to the sort of the physical burden they already experience. So again, in conclusion, and I would like to leave you with this message. This report for me is very encouraging, and you will agree with me when you go through it. And I really hope that in a couple of years we'll be able to sort of work on a fourth report and be able to really experience and show the progress that Nigeria has made, because I'm really confident that this is the right trend. But you know, for me, that was just an excuse in the end to come here and meet the IGP, which I didn't have the opportunity to do that before. And you know, I would be unfair if I would not mention that in the end, the merit of that lays with UNODC in a very small part, because in the end, this is a Nigerian document. I mean, it's the National Bureau of Statistics that led this process. They collected the data. We provided some technical support in analyzing data and everything. But again, and this is yet again something you should, as Nigerian, be proud of, that this is a Nigerian document. This is produced by Nigerians. And yesterday, there was a tweet by the Statistician General who rightly mentioned proudly that it's the only statistic office in Africa who has gone through 3 exercises of this nature. So again, while I recognize that there are challenges and improvements, which in the end is good news. Otherwise, if everything was good, we wouldn't have a job, perhaps, right? So while there are challenges and improvement, I see the glass definitely half full or more than half full, because this is a great achievement. So from myself, but also on behalf of the organization, a big congratulations to Nigeria and to the police force in particular. And when you go through the report, you will agree with me. So thank you very much.
Mr. Danilo Campisi and members of his entourage, I recognize Mushaneta Mundopa and Princess Shifero and Mr. Shukuma Ume. Members of the first management team who are here present, the DIGs and other senior officers, I am very happy this afternoon, particularly for receiving the acting country representative of UNODC at the police headquarters. I want to thank you for coming, and I want to really appreciate your interest in the Nigerian police. The UNODC has been doing a lot in Nigeria over the years. We acknowledge your significant contribution to combating transnational crime in Nigeria, your contribution to the reform of the justice and security sector in Nigeria. We appreciate everything you are doing. We know that for years you have been in Nigeria conducting researches, indeed globally, and collecting data on crime globally. It gladdens my heart that you are here this afternoon to make an official presentation of your 3rd anti-corruption report to me as Inspector General of Police. More heartwarming is the fact that Nigeria police has emerged the most improved agency in anti-corruption in the year 2024. I want to thank you for this. I know that your reports are database. I'm happy when you said that your report was not based on perception, but based on data. Perception-based reports can be subjective, like we all know. Perception-based reports can be influenced by individual biases and hearsay. But the UNODC report is not perception-based, but data-based. Data-based reports are more factual, more reliable. It is the analysis of the evidence that is on ground. I am very happy to have this report, and I want to assure you that I'm going to study it, I'm going to read it, and I will get back to you on this. The fact that Nigerian police has emerged the most improved agency in anti-corruption in 2024 is a clear evidence to our commitment to transparency and accountability in our policing services in Nigeria. And you can use this yardstick to assess the Nigerian government. If the Nigerian police is improving, it shows that the Nigerian government is improving. There is improvement in governance in Nigeria. Like you said, that the police are everywhere, and the people come more frequently in contact with the police than any other agency in Nigeria. We will continue to improve. This report is going to really encourage us and encourage our officers on the field to continue to do more with respect to transparency and accountability. We will continue to ensure that our actions align with the highest level of integrity and public trust. We will continue to do everything we can to make sure that we will be better in the 2025 report. I thank you very much for coming, and I think this is a report that all officers of the Nigerian police should celebrate. And we are going to make this, we will circulate this to all our commands, and we'll use it to encourage our officers to continue to do more. And you see, the fact that this is evidence-based report, data-based report, shows that this is not perception. This is the reality that is on ground. Most reports about police that have been circulated are perception-based, based on hearsay, based on individual biases and all of that. But this is the reality. So I thank you very much for the good job you are doing in Nigeria, and I want to assure you of our continued partnership with UNODC in Nigeria. So thank you very much.